नमस्कार, गुड मॉर्निंग, आदाब। आप सभी का स्वागत है। मैं हूं आपके साथ सोनल भारद्वाज और आज 83rd वार्षिक अधिवेशन आईआरसी के, जिसका आज तीसरा दिन है और हम सब एक साथ एकत्रित हैं एक बार फिर से। तो आप सभी का छत्तीसगढ़ रायपुर तहे दिल से स्वागत करता है और साथ ही साथ आज के इस सेशन के बारे में आगे की जानकारी देते हुए मैं इस कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ा रही हूं। और साथ ही साथ मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित भी करना चाहूंगी हमारे चेयरमैन और को चेयरमैन सर को। लेकिन उससे पहले हम आपको बता दें कि आज हम किस पर बात करने वाले हैं। वी ऑल आर गैदर्ड हियर फॉर प्रेजेंटेशन ऑन GRRI रोड रिसर्च वर्क डन इंडिया। We now begin technical session 13. There are 4 technical presentations to be held under this session. The chairman of this technical session is Dr. Manoranjan Parida, Director CSIR CRRI. Co-chairman रहेंगे of this technical session Shri G.K. Sahuji, Chief Scientist CSI CRRI. May I now request the chairman and co-chairman sir to come on the dais and kindly conduct this session. जोरदार तालियों के साथ इनका स्वागत करेंगे। साथ ही साथ इस कार्यक्रम की औपचारिक शुरुआत करने के लिए वेलकम सर, बहुत स्वागत है आप दोनों का। और साथ ही साथ मैं बुलाना चाहूंगी अब हाईवे प्लानिंग मैनेजमेंट परफॉर्मेंस एवोल्यूशन एंड इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन pavement engineering and paving materials by Dr. Abhishek Mittal, Senior Principal Scientist CSI CRRI न्यू दिल्ली। साथ ही साथ मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी मंच पर चैप्टर 3 Geotechnical Engineering by Dr. Anil Kumar Sinha, Senior Principal Scientist CSIR CRRI New Delhi. Chapter 4 Bridge Engineering by Shri G.K. Sahu, Chief Scientist CSIR CRRI New Delhi. मैं आप सभी मेहमानों को आमंत्रित करना चाह रही हूँ मंच पर, ताकि हम इस कार्यक्रम की विधिवत शुरुआत कर सके। साथ ही साथ चैप्टर 5 ट्रैफिक एंड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन बाय डॉक्टर काइथा रविंदर, चीफ साइंटिस्ट CSIR CRRI न्यू दिल्ली। आप सभी का पुनः स्वागत है जोरदार तालियों के साथ, जितने भी लोग इस वक्त यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं। और अब इस सेशन की हम शुरुआत कर रहे हैं औपचारिक शुरुआत यानी पुष्प गुच्छ के साथ, बुके के साथ स्वागत करेंगे और आज के इस खूबसूरत दिन की शुरुआत करेंगे। आपका दिन शुभ हो, इन्हीं शुभकामनाओं के साथ मैं बुलाना चाहूंगी श्री BS बघेल जी को, चीफ इंजीनियर PWD दुर्ग छत्तीसगढ़, जो हमारे बीच मौजूद है। लगातार इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने के लिए दिन रात एक किए हुए हैं। मैं BS बघेल जी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि वो मंच पर आए, हमारे अतिथियों का स्वागत करें बुके से। साथ ही साथ मैं बुलाना चाहूंगी श्री SS मांझी जी को, सुपरिटेंडिंग इंजीनियर PWD रायपुर से हमारे बीच मौजूद है। आप दोनों का भी बहुत स्वागत है और बुके के द्वारा हमारे सभी अतिथियों जो मंचासीन है उनका स्वागत करेंगे श्री BS बघेल जी और श्री SS मांझी जी। तो चेयरमैन डॉक्टर मनोरंजन पारिदा जी, डायरेक्टर CSIR CRRI, स्वागत कर रहे हैं बघेल जी। और को चेयरमैन श्री G.K. साहू जी, चीफ साइंटिस्ट CSIR CRRI हमारे बीच है। डॉक्टर अभिषेक मित्तल जी, सीनियर प्रिंसिपल साइंटिस्ट CSIR CRRI न्यू दिल्ली। डॉक्टर अनिल कुमार सिन्हा जी, सीनियर प्रिंसिपल साइंटिस्ट CSIR CRRI न्यू दिल्ली। श्री G.K. साहू जी, चीफ साइंटिस्ट CSIR CRI न्यू दिल्ली। और डॉक्टर काइथा रविंदर जी, बहुत स्वागत है। और साथ ही साथ मैं अपने को चेयरमैन और चेयरमैन सर से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि सर, ये मंच मैं अब आपको सौंप रही हूँ। ओवर टू यू। थैंक यू।
आप सभी को नमस्कार, good morning. I welcome all of you to this session on general report of road research in India. It's a very important session because it is an opportunity to compile um, and present the road research work which has been carried out in different institutions in the country. We have received a total 23 research reports from different institutions. Other than CSR Central Road Research Institute, we have different IITs in the country. There are 23 IITs, NITs. Then there are other research institutions like Highway Research Station, Chennai is there. Then Gujarat Engineering Research Institute, then Maharashtra Engineering Research Institutes. Then lot of research are sponsored by NRIDA. Then Border Roads Organization, they have a R&D center which is located at Shillong, and they sponsor projects. So we have received reports from them. But I understand that we have not received complete reports from all the institutions. So this particular session, we are making presentations on the basis of the reports which we have received from different institutes, and it is typically classified into four parts. The first one is highway planning management, performance evaluation and instrumentation, and pavement engineering and pavement materials. So that's the first group to be presented by Dr. Abhishek Mittal. He is Head of Flexible Payment Division, CSR, Central Road Research Institute. Then Chapter 3 is Geotechnical Engineering to be presented by Dr. Anil Sinha, Bridge Engineering, Sri G.K. Sahu, then Traffic Transportation by Dr. K. Ravinder. In fact, this presentation provides an overview to take stock of things, at one point, the various research projects which are going on. And yesterday there was discussion at Highway Research Board with respect to translational activity of the research. While different institutes have different objectives, many of the academic institutes think that their core emphasis is academic research, while place like CSR Central Road Research Institute, we have a major emphasis that it has to be translational. Like whatever you do, it should be possible to translate things on field. Typically, like at some forum, there was a question: what should be the ratio between translational research and say academic research? So that number, which is spelled out in Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, it says 70% translational and 30% say high impact science. So it's not going to be entirely translational. Many people feel the industry today is very vibrant. We have seen the highway development taking place at a great pace. So last year, the total allocation in highway sector was 5 lakhs crores. And today there are many concessionaires, those which have developed their R&D facility. I am not naming any particular concessionaire, but those efforts are also there. There are very reputed concessionaires, so they have developed their R&D facilities. And all these translational research, it will follow a certain path. At CSR, we are all encouraged to develop patent so that the knowledge or the research which is created is documented. Then you have a mechanism of technology transfer. You create a technology which is transferred onto the ground. And in this process, when we are translating or transferring the things from the laboratory to the field, it's very essential to get supports of field engineers, the clients, so which is at national level, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, National Highway Authority of India, NHIDCL, even border roads also. But today we see all the organizations, they are very proactive in terms of trials stretches. We have been getting a lot of support. NRIDA has a very structured kind of a mechanism where they are opening up like trial stretches for trial of various new materials and technologies. In IRC, you have a accreditation committee that considers and approves new materials which can be tried in the highway sector. So this session definitely will give an overview of all the research which the reports which we have received, and we have scheduled presentations, but then I'm really happy that we have a very distinguished audience with us. Professor P.K. Sikdar, former director CSR CRI is with us. Professor V. Raghavan from IIT Madras, Professor Ankit Gupta from IIT BSU, Then there are all other distinguished colleagues from CRI. So I'm sure we'll have a very interesting session without not taking much time. Now I can request all the presenters to make the presentation, and I'll request co-chairman to take a note of all the presentations, and at the end you can provide a summary about the sessions. So with that, I'll first invite Dr. Abhishek Mittal, Head Flexible Payment Division, to make the presentation. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you, sir. A very good morning to all of you. I'm Dr. Abhishek Mittal, working as a principal scientist and heading the Flexible Payment Division at Central Road Research Institute. So I'll be presenting the chapter 1 and chapter 2, that is on highway planning, design, management, performance evaluation and instrumentation, and also payment engineering and paving materials. So before I start, I would like to thank IRC for giving me this opportunity, and I would also compliment IRC for having a very wonderful and successful session, this 83rd IRC annual session. And the credits also go to PWD Chhattisgarh also. So before I start, just to give you a glimpse like what are the different sections and subsections that have been covered and under which the different institutions have reported their studies. So under highway planning, design, management, performance evaluation and instrumentation, we have four sections, which is highway planning, design and management, payment evaluation, payment performance, mechanization, instrumentation and microprocessor applications. And under each of these sections, there are different subsections under which the different institutions, they report their studies. The second chapter is the payment engineering and paving materials. Under this, we have like five sections, wherein we have soil stabilization, local materials and low volume roads, flexible payments, rigid payments, composite payments, and new materials. And under each of these sections, there are different subsections under which the different institutions, they report their studies. So this is the broad classification under which the studies have been reported, and under these subsections the studies have been reported. So the overall stats for the studies that we have received from IRC and from the different institutions, a total of 59 projects have been reported by the different organizations. And under this, like, there are 24 ongoing projects that have been reported, and 35 completed projects have been reported, and this also includes the work done by the students as part of their MTech dissertation or as part of their PhD work. So a total of like 10 organizations have reported almost 59 projects. And the organizations which have reported the studies, particularly for this chapter 1 and chapter 2, is CSR, CRRI, NATPAC from Kerala, IIT Roorkee, BITS Plani, IIT Patna, Rasta Center for Road Technology, Bangalore, Border Routes Organization, Shillong, IIT Delhi, IIT BHU, Varanasi, and GR Infra Projects Limited. So 10 organizations have reported 59 projects. These are the details of the different projects that have been reported by different organizations. So I've classified it into the status, what is the project title, project category, and the agencies involved. So CRA has reported total 8 projects. Uh, NetPack has reported one ongoing and almost other completed projects. IIT Roorkee, mostly because academic institution, they have reported mostly the work done by the students as part of their PhD or MTech dissertation program. Which Plani, there is an ongoing project from NRIDA, which is basically the AI-enabled drone-based remote health assessment of PMJSP road. So that has been reported. IIT Patna is doing a study on the performance evaluation of full depth reclamation payments. Rasta Center for Road Technology, they basically reported some project they have reported, and other the part of student work. So number of projects have been reported by Rasta. Border Roads Organization, they have reported three studies in collaboration with IIT Delhi and one in collaboration with IIT Guwahati. And IIT Delhi has reported one study on the high performance concrete, that is with the Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam. IIT BHU Varanasi, they have reported like three projects from the ministry, two from the ministry and one from the NHI, and rest of the projects are as part of the MTech or PhD dissertation work. And GR Infra projects, they are doing like two projects on the bonded rigid payments and short panel concrete payments. One is in collaboration with IIT Kharagpur. So total of 10 organizations, they reported 59 projects for the general research report. Some of the projects that I'll be presenting, one is like CRA is doing a study on the development of cement asphalt mortar for ballastless high-speed rail track system. Cement asphalt mortar basically is used as an absorbing membrane to absorb the harsh noise or noise vibration harshness of the high track speed rail system. And the objectives of the project is to optimize the proportions of cement asphalt, sand cement, and water cement, and various admixtures. So studies have been done with various combinations of these materials, and to come up with a material which will have a sound performance and sound functional structural performance of the CAM materials. And the studies, the performance of these materials have been characterized using a dynamic mechanical analyzer. One study that CR is also doing is on the development of Odisha road asset management system, wherein we are covering almost 22,866 lane kilometers under 12 circles of Odisha. And the scope of the work is basically to do a road condition inventory survey, assessment of the road structural strength using falling weight deflectometer, and then development of annual maintenance plans using HDM4 software, which would help the Odisha government to do a proper budgeting and prioritization of their maintenance studies. The status is like the project is currently ongoing, and the network survey vehicle for almost all lane kilometers have been completed. FW survey is currently ongoing and would be finished by the end of November 2024. And then the annual maintenance plans using HDM for 4 circles out of 12 4 circles. This has already been submitted to the Odisha government. These are some of the photographs. Another study that we are doing is the characterization of RAP from different sources using simple laboratory tests. So the objective is to characterize the roads, the reclaimed asphalt pavement from different sources based on simple tests such as fragmentation and cohesion, and to evaluate the availability of potential active RAP binder in RAP materials, to quantify the percentage of RAP from different sources, and to also quantify the influence of rejuvenators on different RAP sources. So the results basically have indicated that there is a good correlation between the parameter from the cohesion test and the available RAP percentage, and the basic indicative test can be effectively used for RAP characterization. The study is already been completed. There is one study that CRA is doing in collaboration with National Highway Infrastructure Development Corporation, NHIDCL, which is basically to evaluate the performance of road stretch Udaipur Sabarum sections of NH8 in the state of Tripura. And this road has been constructed using the brick aggregates for base and sub-base course treated material with foam bitumen. So it is a foam stabilized material using the marginal materials. So these are the pictures which show the material, and the studies have been conducted, like traffic survey has been done, axle load studies were done, roughness studies, core extraction, and BBT studies have been done. So one cycle performance has been done, 4 cycles are still remaining. We are also doing a study on the evaluation of performance evaluation of epoxy asphalt overlay on the concrete pavement at the Mumbai-Pune Expressway. This is recently been laid in the month of May 2024. So the idea is to basically do a performance evaluation of this epoxy asphalt as a repair material for the uh, concrete pavement on the Mumbai-Pune Expressway. So different studies have been planned, and this includes like friction skid resistance test, texture measurement, roughness measurement, noise level measurement, rutting measurement, and the visual distress survey. And based on this data collection, the data would be analyzed and the recommendations would be uh, provided. So the status is like performance evaluation, one-time performance evaluation has been done, and the further evaluation is under progress. So far, the studies have revealed that it has a significant resistance to rutting and moisture damage, and which is indicated by its strong waterproofing and load-bearing capabilities. We are also doing a study to assess the performance evaluation of FDR roads with cement and additive, and this project has been sponsored by National Rural Infrastructure Development Agency. And the primary objective is to do the performance evaluation of the roads, wherein different stabilizers have been used. So total 6 roads in different districts of Uttar Pradesh have been adopted, wherein different stabilizers have been used. You can see like different stabilizers from Ant, Road Step, Terrasil, from Zycobond and Geoconcrete, they have been used, and we are going to do the performance evaluation for this different payments. There is another project as part of the consortium, which is Alliance to End Plastic Waste. As part of this consortium, we have got a project wherein we are going to assess the performance of the waste plastic road, the roads constructed with waste plastic vis-a-vis the performance with the conventional pavement. The project is currently ongoing, so we have done some preliminary studies, and the scope is basically to do a performance evaluation in the field, also do a laboratory assessment, and finally also the environmental analysis of using waste plastic, wherein the leaching, air emissions, and microplastic pollution, because there is a lot of concern these days about the microplastic. You must have seen the studies wherein it is reported that microplastics have even entered the human food chain, and they're in the blood samples of humans. It has been reported. So these environmental studies would also be done as part of this research project. And some studies have been done wherein the coating of the aggregates with the waste plastic modified binder has been done, and this has been done through the image processing technique. A section has also been laid wherein waste plastic has been utilized, and this has been done on Raebareli Jagdishpur section on NH 330 AUP. And 1 kilometer section has been laid wherein almost 2 tons of waste plastic was used, and the performance evaluation of these roads would be monitored, and based on this, the recommendations would be given. We have recently received a or sponsored a project by Bharat Petroleum, wherein they have developed a novel module using the end of life waste plastic, and they want to maximize its usage in the road construction and allied activities. So the basic objective of this project is to develop the guidelines for using the module which is developed from the end of life waste plastic in the road and allied construction. This is a very recent project which has been sponsored by Bharat Petroleum, and the studies are currently ongoing. We have also developed the biobinders. Obviously, in the inauguration session, our honorable minister has also reported that India has a huge dependency on the bitumen imports, because our requirement is huge and our refineries are not able to manufacture that much quantity. So we have to import huge quantities of uh, bitumen from outside. So this obviously runs into thousands of crores. So we are trying to develop the biobinder from the agricultural waste, which is again a problem. People who stay in Delhi or close to NCR regions, they know that the parali burning is a problem, because of which the air of Delhi has become toxic, particularly in the winter season. So we are trying to convert that parali or the rice straw into a usable biobinder, and this would also reduce the consumption of bitumen into the road construction. So almost 20 to 30% of this material or the bio oil that we get from the rice straw, this can be used into the bitumen, and roads have been constructed. One section has been laid on the Jorbat Shillong Expressway NH40 in the state of Meghalaya. One patent has also been filed based on the initial studies that we have done, and we have also received a funding from ministry for as extension of that project, wherein apart from rice straw, we'll also be looking at the cotton stalk and julifora to develop this biomass into a suitable biobinder. There is also one cement grouted bituminous mix for which IRC code is also there, but we are still trying to lay different sections. And recently, sections have been laid on Jorbat Shillong Expressway and Vadodara Vagodia Vagodia Highway SH58. And CGBM is basically you have a high voids bituminous mixed skeleton, and the voids are filled with the cementitious material, and as a result of which it has high moisture in resistance to moisture induced damages. It has high flexibility, it has lower temperature susceptibility, and it has good skid resistance. And one section of the cement stabilized base has also been laid on the Vadodara Vagodia section on SH58. So these are some of the studies which CRA has done. One study which has been sponsored to BITS planning based on the AI-enabled drone-based remote health assessment of PMJSW road. Now, typically we go on a road and we take the distance measurements of different roads, but here it is based on the drone-based survey. From the drone, you get the different geotagged images of the road, and from the geotagged images, one can develop a digital elevation model, and from digital elevation model one can do a prediction using the AI based technique. So here the YOLO version 5 has been used, which is basically a open source computer vision model, and based on this would help the PMGSY to develop the annual maintenance plan and prioritize the maintenance of the entire road structure. And this has been developed into a dashboard kind of system, which obviously agency like NRIDA can use very effectively. So these are some of the studies which I wanted to present. So a very thank you to all of you for the kind attention. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Abhishek. Now the session is open. We can take 3 to 4 questions. In case you want to know more about the various research which has been presented, you can reach out to Dr. Abhishek Mittal, to me as Director CRI and IRC, so that like if you want to get a technology, you want to know more about a particular product, so those informations they can be shared. We can connect you also to the agency which has provided the details. Now it's open for the floor. Anyone? Uh, okay, Mr. Vikas Thakur, you have to use a mic actually, or maybe you can come here. You
You
can
can
come to
please
the
come here.
podium.
So epoxy asphalt is basically a patented product from Camcon, and they have basically it's I think a France-based company which have brought this epoxy asphalt. So epoxy asphalt, it has been laid on this concrete pavement on Delhi Mumbai Expressway. So uh, we are doing the performance evaluation. So basically, what they have done, you can see, and they also have a stall in the this exhibition hall. So typically, to repair the concrete pavement, what they have done, it is basically a kind of overlay they have provided. So what they have done on the existing damaged concrete section, obviously once you have to clean it, then they lay basically a semi layer on the top of it. They have laid a 25 bituminous concrete using the epoxy asphalt, then a geogrid layer, then tack coat, and then 35 of again a BC layer with the epoxy asphalt. And they claim that it is basically an impermeable kind of mass which is going to last longer than the conventional pavement. And it's basically has been used in the New Zealand. For the first time, it's been applied in the Indian conditions, and we are going to evaluate its performance vis-a-vis the conventional pavement. Yeah. So it's a, I mean, we have not developed the product, we are doing the performance
Mike,
evaluation. Yeah.
Professor Veeraghavan, please.
Thank you, Farida. There are a few points for consideration.
Yes, sir.
Number one is that this is, I've been talking to Ravinder for the 10 years, this report has not seen the light of the day. I think it's time we should find out why institutions are not reporting and make the life simple. Instead of asking for paper-based reporting, we should go for digital-based reporting, at least from next year onwards. Let us formulate the format and then send it to the institution, so they'll report. Anytime they should be able to report.
Yeah.
Second is that some of the institutions who have reported are not. It has not. But it's not listening. That's fine.
Sure, please.
Some of the institutions which have reported this report have not been presented. Maybe that you should try to find it in the format of the IRC. It is given that these institutions have reported. For example, Raipur has reported. NIT Warangal has reported, but they have not reported.
NIT Warangal reported in traffic transportation. So
But
out of
no,
the 4
Vishnu
sections,
is there. See, Vishnu is there. You can ask him. Doesn't matter.
like
What I'm telling is that when we compile, let not leave alone any of these reported.
I mean, still, if you get the additional feedback, we'll include them. The
Th-
report is yet
Agree. The third is that the section and subsection, let us try to have a relook at what all we have made. If any you just presented the section, let's have a relook at the section subsection. If anything has to be modified, let us modify that for compilation. The fourth is that number of projects have been sanctioned by NRIDA. NRIDA has got a better way. I think Guru Vittal also is here. We have sanctioned after evaluation. We are monitoring the performance. Professor Sigdar also is here. I think we will collect the report from the institutions and present to this so that it will also be made available here. So NRID, at least some 20, 30 projects have been sanctioned here. The other point I feel this what this forum should tell is that can we not identify areas wherein the students can take it as a project work? On one hand, we say you are doing academic work, it's not of application. If in this forum, if you can identify these are the possible areas where the students can work, and if we get the report next year, then it will be useful both to us as well as for the institution. It will be a practice-oriented research. Let us do that. That's what I have in mind. The other point is that some final reports are available. For example, you talked about the AI drone based. That was not done by NRIDA, sponsored by NRIDA, but done by BITS Pilani. But it's not BITS Pilani name. I could not find out. It's not there. You can take it.
Actually, sir, in many cases, they were not reported by the agency. The way suppose NRD has done a funding, if they could have sent a consolidated report, that would have been better.
Yeah,
But
we'll
here
submit the final
actually-
report. We
yeah.
can submit. I have the final report. I am the chairman of the committee. I can send it to you. You can publish. Absolutely no issues as far as sharing of the knowledge is concerned. Only other point which I have is that, say for example, you are doing the asset management that was from Orissa, right? Can that data be available for other MSTEC students who can also do it?
So
Some-
that is for something. Sometime it will take time.
Doesn't
Yes,
matter.
Once the
Let it
project
take
is
2 years, 3 years, no problem. But
Yeah.
what I'm telling is that if we can analyze the data with a different eye look,
yeah.
then perhaps we can come out with the better models which will be useful not only to CRR but the user agency as well. So somewhere we should be able to make use of the collected data from the sponsored projects. And lastly, what I have is that final reports of projects sponsored by NHAI, MORTH, NRIDA, and any government agency should be available somewhere, either in CRRA website or in that somewhere it should be available. Excepting the RITA project which submitted by me, no other project report is available in the MORTH website. Somewhere we should make this available.
So maybe like we share these points with Chairman HRB.
Yeah, correct.
The ministry can have a mechanism, both MORTH, NHI,
Right.
NRIDA. So I mean, the policy can come out of them, and accordingly it can be.
Now, we should make it mandatory that
Yeah.
final report should be available in the sponsor's website, or even the project coordinated by CRRI from these government agencies should be available at least in CRRI website. That's what my request. Private parties, I'm not asking about that, but government funded project using public money should be available to all users.
I think we can put this note to at least HRB
Yes.
so that ministry or the sponsoring agency certainly can take a call.
One small this, the epoxy you told, na, the design is not by you. Somewhere you have to put a disclaimer. You just told now.
Only evaluation study.
But not design is not by you. So performance depends upon the design. There is no basis for the design which they have done it. They have somebody has done it. You are monitoring the performance, but you tell that this is the composition. That's what he asked. In the presentation, you can add that as well. These are my points. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Any other point? Please use a mic. That will be better. Anybody who wishes to provide any feedback? Otherwise, thank you. We can move to the next presentation because there are 3 more presentations. Next, I invite Dr. A.K. Sinha for the presentation on the chapter 3, geotechnical engineering. Dr. Sinha, maximum 12 minutes. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
So, thank you, sir. Good morning to all ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Dr. A.K. Sinha from CRRI. Now I am going to present here general report regarding geotechnical engineering area. So these are the list of institutes, organization which participated in this preparation of this report. So CSIR, CRRI, CSIR, ACRC Chennai, NATPAC, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, Delhi, Varanasi, along with NIT, Warangal. So this is the completed list of project. Quality audit of RE-Wall of Dwarika Expressway and UR2, New Delhi. Second one is investigation and remedial measures of RE-Wall along Bharatmala Pariyojana nearby Alwar. Next one is investigation, design of remedial measures for stabilization of soil slope to protect the abutment of rail bridge near Kota. Next one is investigation of causes of settlement and remedial rehabilitation measures for the foundation settlement of major bridge in Bihar along with National Highway Galgalia Bahadurganj. Next one is evaluation of LCR MIF value of GeoGrid for payment design, which is going to be constructed at SS21 Rajasthan. And another one is hill road widening using lightweight geoframe block fills. These are the list of ongoing project design, construction, supervision, and payment performance using red mud as a pilot study. Next one is construction and performance study of Jarofix mixed with slag as a retained fill in construction of approach or road of reinforced retaining wall. Third one is sustainable geocomposite drainage root barrier system for green highways. And last one is suitability of Novocrete soil stabilizer. These are the list of academic studies related to PhD, MTech thesis, geotechnical characterization and stability analysis of zinc tailing, waste materials for embankment construction, cement stabilized red mud, waste material for subbase and base layer pavement, non-destructive technique for quality assessment of cement stabilized flexible pavement, and a strength and deformation characteristic of zinc tailing for road embankment construction. So construction and Jarofix waste material was investigated as a retained fill materials. This material is coming from as a waste material from Hindustan Zinc Limited, Chittorgarh as well as Udaipur, and these are the list of property of Jarofix. Jarofix blended with another waste material slag was used as a retained fill for the construction of approach of 17 flyovers along National Highway 76. This is the pictorial view of the existing retaining proposed retaining wall structure, and in the center retained fill it was used as a retained fill material. So this is the construction process. This is the top view of the embankment of approach of retaining wall, and this is the another section also. Application of Jarofix is going on as a retained fill for the construction of approach near Kota. Based on this, CII award has been received by CRRI in this year, and from this we can conclude that Jarofix is as good as silty materials. No special equipment is required for construction using these materials. It will reserve the soil materials, and overall condition of the 17 approach embankment is similar to other conventional materials. So another one is construction and performance, a study of red mud as a pilot study. In this, these are the list of scope of work in experimental construction, environmental assessment, economical assessment, development of construction methodology, performance study. This is being carried out combinedly with CRRI as well as with CSIR, CRI, IMT, Bhubaneswar. It is sponsored by Hindalco Industries. This is the list of geotechnical characteristic of red mud as well as fly ash. Red mud was being used in the construction of embankment as well as subgrade along with National Highway 130 Raipur Vishakhapatnam Economic Corridor. This is the site where in the loop red mud was used. 4 sections were laid down, already constructed. Red mud as a subgrade material and red mud as a embankment material, and control section was also being constructed using as a replacement of soil in embankment as well as in subgrade. This is the cross-sectional details where red mud has been used in the core of embankment, and this core is covered with the locally available soil, which meets the specification as per the IRC guidelines. This is the completed section of red mud elevator soil section, and during the construction different equipment were used to determine the different parameters to control the quality. Now this section has been completed and performance study will be carried out after complete payment structures. So another one is failure analysis and design of remedial works for rehabilitation of retaining wall. This is a pictorial view of the failure of retaining wall in Kashmir, where structural stability, water seepage, pore water pressure were examined, and it was found that pore water pressure is being developed due to less permeability of the materials, and a structural instability was also observed due to poor construction methodology, design aspect also. So methodology was adapted, soil investigation was carried out, and analysis was also carried out, and solution was given like this. A reconstruction was proposed. Whole construction should be reconstructed with pile supported reinforced earth wall, and drainage system were provided, and so slope stability wall analysis was carried out, providing with integrated passive earth fill and proper filter in critical wall section. Another one is investigation and remedial measures of slope stabilization of Kali Sindh River upstream near Kota Bina Railroad. So this is the pictorial view of the slope where it is being eroded by the stream of flow, and soil nailing was proposed, grouted nail was also proposed, and dewatering system was proposed to solve this problem, and Gambian wall was also supported, which is like this. Another one is investigation and design remedial measures of RE wall at Chanage 137 Delhi Vadodara Road, Bharatmala Pariyojana, Rajasthan. This is the pictorial view of that, and different RE wall section were observed to be um, outing from the initial installation. So there was wide gap in between fascia panels was observed, and peat observation was made, and based on this laboratory study and field study, remedial measures were proposed, soil nailing as well as grouted nails were proposed with different specifications. Drainage system with 6-meter length, 75 mm diameter was proposed, and it all nails should be integrated with girder, and also monitoring of the vertical as well as lateral movement of the panel fascia panels was proposed to monitor the even after implementation of that. Next one is hill road widening using light block materials in the construction of highway in hilly terrain. If you will see in the hilly terrain, cutting or filling is very difficult thing. If you will cut in the upside, this will lead the further a steep of the upstream slope. In filling also, if you will use high density materials, then will also accelerate the potential of landslide. So to solve this issue, a lightweight material geoframe was studied in the CRRI, where physical geotechnical characterization of geoframe was carried out, and it was found that this material is alternative material for the soil. Another one is sustainable geocomposite drainage root barrier system for green highways, in which objective is fabrication, structural property evaluation, field performance monitoring for sustainable geocomposite highway. We will see in the median, if you will see in the highway, in the median, plantation is generally preferred, which through that way ingress of water is being produced. So to come out this, a drainage root barrier was proposed, which is eco-friendly, coir materials, coir and jute materials, and already developed. This study was also carried out jointly by NIST, CSIR NIST, as well as with CSIR CRRI. And pilot study was carried out, and in the field also it is already developed by our institute along with NIST, and it has been used in the field actual site, and a study is being carried out. This is a short presentation regarding the geotechnical area. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. So his presentation covered usage of industrial waste for road construction, then analysis of RUL failures, which has been a major issues. So now the floor is open for any intervention, any comments, question, feedback. Anything from Sri Guru Vittal ji? You have been asked to enact. Okay, Vikas Thakur from PapeTech Consultants.
So there was one project that you referred, completed projects, quality audit of RE walls for Dwarka Expressway. Could you briefly share what were the findings, observations, and conclusions from that quality audit?
Actually, it is project is going on, and it has Dwarika Expresses has 4 packages. UR has also 5 package. We are associated with all packages to examine the causes of failure of a retaining wall. Regarding that one, we can say some of the RE wall fascia panel is towards outing. You you see, I found that fill material which is going to be used, it is perhaps it is not meeting the requirement regarding compaction, as well as regarding uh, specification also. Sometimes it is not meeting as per the uh, already as per the IRC guidelines. Mainly, I think compaction is main issue, uh, and negligence of the construction. It should be properly. It should be already technology is available. Everything is available. Machinery is available. So I may think contractors should give more attention regarding construction process, as well as it should be properly meet the specification of the uh, specification limits. That is the
So
main.
maybe because I would like to add that we are doing a pre-opening technical audit for Dwarka Expressway. It covers bridge structure aspect, geotechnical, then flexible payments, rigid payment, then road safety audit. So like detailed reports have been submitted to the clients, and they are taking compliance of things. The sections which were opened by Honorable Prime Ministers, there on the basis of the reports, the agency has done the compliance. So we can say that, but yes, maybe certain reports, at least from CRI, we cannot decide until unless the client decides or agree, gives permission for sharing these reports, they cannot be released here. But detailed reports have been submitted, which is with NHI, and on the basis of that, they have taken follow-up actions. Uh, Dr. Mahesh Kumar.
What are the basic steps you have taken to restore the defective, inclined RE walls?
Uh, First of all, if uh, we are observing that it is continuous, immediately we only one solution presently we are offering, that is the nailing, soil nailing, grouted soil nailing should be installed to arrest the further movement of the RE wall. We cannot push inside the RE wall, only we can rehabilitate. We have to stop the movement of RE wall. Another one is we have to do proper channelization of the water. It should not come into the filling materials. So as well in reinforced area or in the retained area, water should not come. So proper longitudinal drain as well as cross drainage should be provided through the pipe. So I may think it two measures issue we have to provide to arrest the further movement of the arrival.
Thank you, sir. So thank you, Dr. Sinha. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
the presentation. Okay. Anyone from audience? Okay. So just one last question. Maybe the women delegate. You have to go to the last slide. That's it.
Thank you for the presentation. I'm from Sterling Indotech, Jaipur. Thank you, sir, for the presentation. My question is that for any project, if we notice that the RE panels, the fascia panels are out of plane, at what point would you recommend rectification and at what point would you suggest that they be replaced completely? Because replacement comes with a lot more cost. But for the safety of the structure, at what point would you suggest replacement of the fascia panels, and where is it okay to just rectify it?
Actually, if it is it is moving, continuous movement, you see, even when we are recommending installation of soil nails, even after that, we are recommending to monitor the movement of the RE wall. If it is continuing and we can say there is no any certain centimeter length, specific length is not mentioned in IRC guidelines or any other guidelines, that 1 inch, 2 inch movement. If wider gap in fascia panel, you will see female and male fascia panel, if more than wide gap is more than 25 mm, we have to immediately we have to arrest the movement of the that. If it is wider than that one, and fill materials likely to come out, in that situation we have to recommend that one. That is the
Sorry, add-on question to that. Are there any specific tests that you recommend to be conducted on site to make sure the deflection is not more than 25 mm? Any specific test according to the code?
please clear the questions.
Any specific tests that can be conducted on the fascia panels to check the deflection if it is
Movement,
yes,
lateral movement,
yes,
we have to monitor only we have to monitor the continuity of the movement. There are no any otherwise you can install the incolometer pipe, and regularly you have to measure the movement of the angle of the fascia panels. So one method is we have to install incolometer pipe, and you have to regularly you have to monitor. Another one is we have to install certain pegs on the tapet wall, crash barrier and you have to through theodolite you have to measure the moment. We will get the dimension of that moment. So at two methods we can
Thank
adopt
you.
like that.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dr. Sinha. Professor Sikdar, last question.
Yeah, you said that lady participant is the last question, so I'm not
No,
lady,
no.
of course. Uh, the point is, my question is, Dwarka Expressway is not 20-year-old; it is still under construction. Now, anything get damaged immediately after construction, it is the reflection of low quality. Low quality is a cost to the nation. Now, there should be a kind of cautionary suggestions also that what has gone wrong and that should be correct. Like maybe you said that compaction is not done. Now, compaction, if they dump 2 meter and then try to roll it, it will not get compacted. It has to be in standard way, layer thickness, etc. Similarly, the fascia uh, panels. All these things has to follow a strict guideline or the method in construction. Anything less, obviously, it will fail before construction is completed. So this is really the kind of sad story.
Sir, at 12 o'clock, there is a presentation by CRI team specifically on this aspect on a generalized way. As I said yesterday, that covers both vigilance, that covers CBI investigation and Prime Minister reference. So the points you have mentioned are very pertinent. If you are going by the book, the project which is to be open to traffic should not experience those amount of distress. Thank you. So I invite all of you for that 12 o'clock discussion paper that's specifically on quality. We are trying to make a presentation which is in a generalized way, but it talks about the various measures, what are the major issues and what actions can be taken. So that we'll discuss there. Thank you.
Sir, as I
So,
think the plasticity index of the fill material should be guided and it must not be less than 30. At present, it is 25.
so you can have a
Sir.
separate discussion. Actually,
Okay,
we have
okay,
two
sir.
more presentations.
Okay,
We are
sir.
already delayed. Huh?
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Please speak to all the panelists even after the session is over. Thank you, Dr. Sinha.
Okay,
Now I
thank you, sir.
request Mr. GK Sahu, who is the co-chair of the session, chief scientist of CSR Central Road Research Institute, to make the presentation on bridge engineering. Uh, Mr. Sahu will make a presentation on all the reports which are received with respect to bridge engineering, including some of the studies for the government of Odisha. At least there is a very extensive study of condition monitoring of 304 bridges. So Mr. Sahu is going to make that presentation. Over to you, Mr. Sahu. Thank you.
Good morning, respected chairman, my colleagues on the dais, off the dais, my seniors, Professor Sikdar and Dr. Ashok Basha, Saranji, Maheshji, and all my seniors, senior engineer Dr. Bose also is there. So I first welcome all of you, sir, for this session. And I welcome all of our field engineers and all delegates, whoever present from various departments and young engineers also. Some MTech students are also there. And ladies and gentlemen. So my topic is bridge engineering. Really, on every day we are listening something happening to the bridges. So it is really very much essential to look after the bridges properly. And the reported projects are very less. Work is going on so much. We can report thousands of projects, but I am seeing only 19 projects reported for this uh, report actually. So there we can find out only 7 are completed, 10 are ongoing, and 2 are from the PhD assessments, dissertation sites. So really, our reporting is very, very poor, we can say. We are busy in various work. We are doing excellent work, but we are not reporting. That is the problem. And that's why the lesson learned from the failure is also not proper in this area. I appreciate one of the failure presented in technical sessions number 6. There they have shown the rigid payment failure. We have to show, otherwise how our young engineers will see how we can modify ourselves. So I request all the engineers present here, kindly give your some contribution or any failure you are seeing in the site so that we can modify ourselves. Our young engineers will modify themselves and they will not do that thing so that we can really save our structures. Otherwise, if we are not reporting failure cases, it is really failure of all our seniors, not juniors. We are fail in our duty. That should be treated as. So these are the projects. 7 projects are there. First, I am taking that most burning problem, that is pre-opening structural safety audit and quality audit of Dwarika Expressway. Really, I request all the engineers kindly do this first opening of the bridges, specifically because it will extend our service life of the structure. If you see in Indian context, we are having only 34 years of average service life of the bridge. We are designing for 100 years, but having average life of bridge 34 years. This is the data for last 40 years, 1977 to 2017. So really all the engineers should think how we can build our bridges, how we are doing maintenance. These aspects really we have to think. Otherwise, our averages will go down. At present, we are in 34 and this is up to data 2017. If I wait 7-year data, it is almost equal. But out of 100, we are getting 34. So really, this is very serious matter. We have to all think together. Then structural safety audit of major bridges over river Yamuna. And here that study we have also done after rehabilitation. So this project number 2 and 3 will give very good side idea, because that pre-opening structural safety audit after rehabilitation, that is also important. Before opening, that is another thing. If there is some major rehabilitation work is going on the structure, then again you have to do this pre-opening structural safety audit. Then only it will help you. Then condition assessment of some other bridges of NTPC. Then some analytical investigation. This is actually load test by our sister organization, ACRC Chennai. Proof checking of design of road underbridge. This is also uh, reported by ACRC Chennai. Experimental investigation and uh, just this is actually steel modular bridge, that is also reported by Chennai. So I am seeing only 4 organizations participated in this bridge section. You can see we are having only 4: border organization and IIT Delhi, CSIR, CRI, and CSIR, SARC Chennai. So let us see the first pre-opening structural safety audit and quality audit of Dwarika Expressway. The basic objective was to check the provision of the structural safety aspect and to check the quality aspect of structures. And you can see this is very beautiful structure. I invite all my engineers kindly come to Delhi and see this structure. Really very beautiful. You can find 8 lane standing on single pier. That is the beauty of this structure. And you can see some photographs of this structure. Yeah, but for structural safety audit, you need all these things. This mobile bridge inspection in it, main lifters, ladders, even main lifter with uh, hanging platform sometimes. So these are the things are needed, and it seems very easy, but structural safety audit is not an easy job. You have to go really very seriously, because if you are just missing some of the bearings, which is defective, you have done out of 900, say 890, but 10 you have missed, and that 10 are having major problem. So there is 100% visual inspection. We are just telling in our scope of work, we will do 10%, but not. We are doing 100% as visual inspection is concerned. Only testing, etc., we will do 5 to 10%. But you have to go thorough through all the bearings. At least bearing is the very critical. Yeah, there is so many structure. Even you can see tunnel also. So you will find all sorts of structures in this Dwarika Expressway. Very good structures. But this is pre-opening audit, and you can see many defects I am showing in this picture. Basically, for bridges, elastomeric bearings, and that that part bearing also. In bearing, you will find local bulging of the elastomers. Sometimes you will find there is no grouting. Sometimes you will find honeycombings are there in the structure. Sometimes you will find there is no bolts is there. You can see in the picture. And this is all we are doing before opening. So you will find many things. Here you can see so many cracks leaching on the deck slab. This structure is very beautiful, having 125-meter span. But you can see when the joints is concerned, you will find so many bolts are missing. You can see in the right picture. So that is there. So it is very much essential. You should do pre-opening structural safety audit. Yeah, another is the um, another bridge. This is the Yamuna bridge actually. 23 spans are there, 1.3 kilometers. And here we have done that structural safety audit. Means all the components we have seen, we have done this NDT also, and we have marked what are the distresses at different points. You can see this was the only reporting. When this case come to us, only there is some um, expansion joint problem and some patchwork was there. But while you are doing investigation, we will see how many types of problems are there. That shear punching at so many places. Only one place is reported, but on going through investigation, we have find around 10 places where they are likely to get shear punching within 3 to 4 months. And you can find many cracks on the supporting arms, cantilever supports, on the girders, deck slab, everything. But bearing really very, you can say very poor condition as bearing is concerned in India. You will find after 60 years, 50 years, the bridge is operational, but we have not removed our temporary supports. You can see in this vertical bars are there. These are not for the continuous. This is only for temporary period, just putting this bearing on the structure. After that, you have to remove that one. But after 50 years, 60 years, 40 years, we are finding nobody has removed the bearing locks. So really, this is not for this project only. I have visited around 2000 bridges all over the India, and I am giving guarantee 90% cases the temporary supports are not removed. So really, we are all doing mistakes, but in some points we have to improve. Otherwise, your all the bridges are only fixed condition. You forget about roller support and hinge support. All are fixed support. So fundamental, we are doing very wrong things, and this is very much can be seen from just go. If you go from new bridge, you can see bearing of old bridge. It is apparent to everyone, but nobody is taking care. Nobody is having time to see those elements, which are very essential element. Means where these cracks are coming. The cracks are coming from this thing. Your support is fixed only. You are having rocker support, roller support. There is no rocker roller in the field. Only fixed support is there. So that is the main culprit, which is causing whole distress on the bridge. So I request all my engineers, kindly have some time. Let us spend 1 hour time in one bridge and let us remove this temporary support. Otherwise, really, we will throw so much money of the government of India on the drain, you can say. If you are taking this precaution, you can avoid major rehabilitation measures. So you can see, uh, pointer is there. Okay. Yeah. Here you can see these are the wrong installation. You have to put like this horizontal strip and this together. So here also you will find these locks are there. You will find the cracks are there. So many things are there. Yeah. you have to use sometime boat also. And I have shown especially this thing so that you can access at anywhere. Otherwise, you have to come at a particular location. Then only you can cross. You can go on the. But if you are having this chali, you can have your point at anywhere. So purposely I have shown. Yeah, you can see this heavy load is also causing so much problem. As just 10 vehicles we measured, you see, instead of 38 ton, we are seeing 40 to 80 ton loads. So that is also main culprit for distress of bridges in national highways and other highways. You can say these are the distress mapping. And then our prescribed codal provisions we have used, and we have recommended several remedial measures, and those people have rectified that one. And you can see these are the various remedial measures which we have suggested, that jacketing plus that FRP laminates. You can see various locations where the cracks were there, and we have suggested for that one. You can see here also that FRP laminates also. And then lastly, we have gone through load test also. We are doing load test almost in every structure before opening the bridge, but I have found in 90% cases, there is bearing is only fixed bearing. I request all my engineers kindly don't allow to do load test until unless your bearing is working. It means if that is rocker and roller bearing, that should. If it is roller bearing, it should move, not fixed bearing. In 90% case reported, all the bridges are having fixed bearings, and they are doing tests, and they're telling, okay, sir, it is qualified for 75% and 85%, whatever the codal provision is. I am telling 90% cases load test is wrong, because your bearing is not working. Even new structures, your bearing is locked, your bearing is having in temporary support. How you are going for load test? So I request all engineers repeatedly, kindly don't allow any load test until unless your bearing is perfect. Otherwise, it will distress your structure during load test. This should be noted.
Sauji, next
Yeah.
next 5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely, sir. So you will find so many. You can see this is just after 50 years. I am just wanted to see what is the condition of this first stand. You will find only they have taken supports from the earthen support. They have made temporary that string, and they have put that girder. You can see the condition of the girder after 50 years. Nobody has seen. I don't know. I will see this first is one, dig out all the things, then only I will recommend something. So I found like this. So say, this type of things are there in the site. Yeah, in Odisha bridge also, we are seeing actually around 300 bridges there, all over the Odisha. And really, I thank to government of Odisha. They have taken, they are having this courage to let us see what are the defects in our bridge. I am finding many organizations, they are not having this courage to see their defect. This is not finding out defect. This is for improvement actually. Whatever defect existing today, we have to modify that one so that we can go for 100 years. Otherwise, our average life of structures will remain 34, it will go down also. So, in that point of view, we have to see all the structures and recommend proper remedial measures. So, our aim is not to find out any specific, any mistakes, that only for modification and betterment of the structures. A health monitoring is concerned, you can monitor any parameter of civil engineering for the health monitoring, and all the sensors are available. This is one of the ROB near Alwar, that is monitoring, that monitoring work is going on. There is so many bridges already instrumented. I request Ministry of Road Transport and Highways and NHI, so kindly let us take all those bridges so that we can have very good result after 30-35 years of instrumentation. This is the instrumentation for railway bridge. The instrumentation provide very scientific tool. You can have any idea how the rehabilitation work is going, what is the effect of a structure on that. These things you can't find from drone or AI technique or anything. actual what is going on in the structure can be seen from the embedded sensors or surface mounted sensors only. So that is also very much essential. You can see this facility expansion joint is being developed in CRRI. Now it is in the final stage. So really this took too much time, but everything, every nut and bolt has been designed and then manufactured, then installation. This is not that one product we have purchased and we are putting. Everything, all the test of expansion joint is for IRC 69. We have formulated, and that all the test has been taken care. You can go for drone, okay, no problem. But here there is some advancement actually. NDT also we are doing through drone. So that is some different thing. Then we can have various tools that we are using that one. Then waterproofing, yes, there is so many waterproofing elements, that membrane type also, that spray type also, but you have to go through proper testing, then only use. There is so many waterproofing um, type, but it use is concerned, you will find within 1 year the whole layer is coming out. So that should be proper laid, and that should be tested prior application of that waterproofing agent. So those things, testing facilities is also developed. Uh, Other organizations, whatever put that CSIR, CSIR, ACRC, they have given some load tests, structural health monitoring, new AI techniques they have added, so that we can go for a better predictive models. They have also given us details regarding FRB sensors, use of FRB system. So this some projects are very optimistic. Actually, they want to develop one vehicle that should pass through the bridge, and we can predict what is the condition of the bridge. So very optimistic, but really challenging. That is very good if we success that one, because this surface character of the bridge will influence the vehicle. So that is the difficult task, but let us see how we can get success on that one. So those things are there. Then there is some PhD study, that what is the ground movement effect on the structure and how we can isolate that one. So that study is going on by one of the PhD scholar in CRRI only. Then another,
Please try to wind up.
yes, sir, this is the last one. Then that pre-stressing force measure is really very difficult problem. And one of the research topic is there, how we can find out pre-stressing force on the bridges. So really, we hope that this project scholar and PhD scholar get success, so that we can have some analytical method and find out what is the existing force. Otherwise, only existing pre-stressing force can be find out through instrumentation only. Otherwise, it is very difficult. And two reports were there. Both are on the material from Border Road Organization and IIT Delhi. IIT Delhi reported for HPC to 80 MPa, and UHPC by Border Road. That is also, that work is going on in IIT only. This both the work, and they reported they can have concrete up to 180 MPa. So thank you everyone. But at the last, I just take 1 minute. I request all the engineers kindly have this slide. These slides will be shared, and if you just follow this slide, we can go more than 60 years of average age. This is only 11 things, very easy things, but we have to follow. Otherwise, our average age of bridge 34 years is go on decreasing. So let us have this slide with all. And as CRRI is concerned, we are having all the facility as bridge engineering is concerned. So I welcome any problem related to bridge engineering. Kindly you can dial us, you can mail us, you can physically visit us. So thank you everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sauji. Now we can take up one or two questions or feedback from the audience. Yes, Engineer Ashok Basa, please give the mic.
Yeah, some question.
Uh,
Hello. Sir, first of all, my compliments to CRI for such a nice presentation. But I am not going to make any questions, sir. But I have got two suggestions because what we find, at least from Odisha, when the Guru Priya Bridge was under construction, for the information of the August audience, I would like to draw the kind attention that Guru Priya Bridge is probably the first bridge in India which got connectivity to the places where the ultras were, congregating. And if you see study the India map, there is a place where Odisha, border of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Andhra Pradesh are very short distance. And so what used to happen was when the Odisha police was giving force, so that will come to Chhattisgarh, and Chhattisgarh they will come to Andhra Pradesh. Like that, they were throttling. So to get connectivity to that place, the Guru Priya Bridge was conducted. So, and that was funded also by equally funded by the government of India. But before that, it was ensured by government of India and government of Odisha that this connectivity is being so important, the load testing has to be done. And mind it, that was I mean, very difficult area to get accessibility. Thanks to the team headed by Mr. Sahu, we had the load testing there. And to be honest with you, until that time, the efficacy and the intricacies of load testing was not known to me personally. So what I request CRRI, that CRRI has got a lot of data of load testing. So please teach us. I mean, teach us means teach to the profession how the load testing has to be done. He has already said that in fixed bearing, people are making the load testing and saying that the data is correct. To the extent I have come across results that people are using, total station just to give the deflection and say that my structure is okay. So these things are absolutely erroneous. So I request CRRA to enlighten the profession on this. Second one, sir, we are discussing on failures and we do not have data. But unfortunately, NHI has lot of data of failures. And I also be a member of the failure committee. But those data, what we want, I mean, through this body, we request to IRC or Ministry of Transport that these data, without naming the contractor, without naming the organization, without naming the supervision consultants, everything, we need the data. Why these things has failed? And because otherwise the data analysis is going and remaining in a box of chamber. This is not going back to the profession for utility. Money saved is money earned. Similarly, failure lessons, if we learn why it has failed, at least we will not repeat it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr.
Ma-
Masa.
So very
Actually,
quickly,
we
Saudi,
have
very quickly.
actually we have compiled all the farewell cases from 1977 to 2017, and you will find one link. The link I will share, and you can have any failure bridges condition. So that I will share with all definitely. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other, just
Sir,
one.
may I, sir? With all regards to you, sir, excellent presentation. But मेरा एक छोटा सा वो है, like you said, but very categorically, कि the 90% cases the bearings are failed. But I think this is to be reviewed, sir, because we all engineers are working very hard and annual inspections, and particularly nowadays the bearing, like all the BC bearing are elastomeric bearing. So this is the duty of the engineer to keep a bearing, as per the functionality, maintain it, and that is very valid thing. And annual maintenance should be done. But I think 90% bridges are still working safe, and we will take care for the maintenance. Okay, sir. Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
I have not pointed out 90% bearing are failed. 90% bearing are not working properly. That is the question. Actually, it should work a sail. It's lower. It is working as a fix. So it should not have that temporary support. It is having temporary support. So in that way, 90% is not working properly, not failed. If that is failed, then some bridge will collapse sometime. So that is not my intention.
If it is not performing its function, so
No,
cannot
it
be
is
failed.
not performing its
Like
function,
if
but
you
it is failed.
yes,
In
definitely.
just
One can
one
say
clarification I will give. If bridge is failed, it means not bridge is collapsed. It is not performing its function for what it is designed. Say, if you have designed for IRC A loading or 70R or a special vehicle, if on today it is not able to take that load, it means bridge is failed. It is not performing its duty. Not failed, but it is coming in my list as a failed
Thank you.
because it is not performing its
Thank,
service.
So last, Mr. Gerwar, with you only we'll close.
Thank you, Mr. Sahu, for excellent presentation. Just one comment regarding the bearing. Probably the proper installation of the bearings, that is also a challenge. Acceptance of the bearing, that is also a challenge. Probably your deliberations might be related to that. My now question is that you showed beautiful presentation covering the state of the art testing facilities of expansion joint. Now I use this forum to appeal all the stakeholders present over here. This facility will be developed and ready in December this year. And then the next big question is that where are the sample expansion joints for testing? Because just now we were listening that the bridges having a design life of 100 years. Now, statistically, when analyzed using the available data, it is just coming down to 34. So probably with the fear of failure of the expansion joint, particularly the stakeholders which are involved in the manufacturing of expansion joints may not come forward for this testing of expansion joint. So I use this forum and appeal all the stakeholders. It is all our collective responsibility. If the testing facilities are available, let us make our product robust, scientifically, technically correct. So my appeal to all the stakeholders, especially the expansion joint manufacturers are there, please volunteer your product to CRI for testing of those expansion joint. Thank you.
Thank you. Noted. Sinha Saab last.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the way you presented all this paper. The important thing is that this also brings out that our bridges are not being inspected. Regularly, we have got SP, IRC SP 35 and so many booklets, but nothing is being done at site. So this is something which is lacking and somebody has to come out. And the issue is very big. We have taken up through CIDC also, but it's not coming under control. So somebody has to, I mean, all the authorities have to determine themselves, make a determination that all the bridges will be inspected thoroughly every 2 years. That is that's very important. And as you have been advised, please do this for all the bridges. I mean, there is a kind of different bearings, how they are performing. That is one thing which we have to write. We have got only the design. We have not measured the performance of different types of bearings and different manufacturers. So that should come out. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, noted, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sahu. I think we can. महेश कुमार जी अभी और एक सेक्शन है मतलब जो है we have already exceeded the time.
1 minute, sir. 1
Just-
minute only.
just-
Sir, we had a very bitter experience on Delhi Vadodara Expressway. The project was inaugurated, and after just inauguration, at many places, express joints were replaced because of lack of dollars. That's what.
Sir, really, this expansion joint installation, we have to see. Otherwise, actually, only 1 month there you have to take. Expansion joint should not be installed before BC is done. If BC is done, then only you allow to install expansion joint. Your 99% cases will be solved.
Sir, last and final decision in this case was that it should be installed in presence of the manufacturer of the express joint.
Yeah, and this is
Tell me, sir,
major
actually,
problem, sir.
maybe we have a panel discussion on quality control post lunch that will provide a good forum. So thank you very much. I know
So
the
just,
subject is very.
Just one point.
So
sir.
as a chair, co-chair, you will come back. I
Okay.
think you will close now. So I request now Dr. K. Ravinder, because we have one more section left, that is traffic and transportation. So request Dr. Ravinder to quickly wind up in 10 minutes. Thank you. थोड़ा सा 2 मिनट में ही आप बोलिए.
Respected Chair, Mr. Manoranjan Parida, Co-Chair, and my co-presenters in the audience. Good morning, everybody. Being a last presenter, I have some constraint First constraint is the time, and the second constraint, I am getting advantage of maximum audience. In the starting, about 50 audience were there. Now it is about 200 audience. So I am equally enthusiastic. So this chapter 5 presentation is on traffic and transportation. And so in this, there are 65 studies reported. There are two parts in this: planning and management. In these 42 studies reported, safety and environment. In these 23 studies were reported. So this time we got good number of submissions. This credit goes to Professor Parida. He personally requested the institute to submit, and the second, the credit goes to Professor V. Raghavan. He pursued many institutes at his personal level and asked to submit. Thank you, sir. I think they deserve a big round of applause for their support. So in this, the maximum studies reported from NATPAC Kerala, then followed by CRRI, then NIT Warangal, then IIT Roorkee, BHU Varanasi, and BITS Pilani. So I will be sharing the acknowledgement slide of the institutes at the end. So due to time constraint, I am not going to explain many of the studies, though I listed here. These are the studies completed during 2023 to 24, mainly focused on route rationalization, integrated land use transport models, then impact of two-wheelers in undivided carriageway during the overtakings, then new technology initiatives and forced gap behavior in the capacity, in the estimation of capacity, cargo shipping, how the cargo shipping is divided when it is go to the internal road network, and the ridership estimation. So this is particular to the Kerala, Trivandrum, Kochi metro studies, how the ridership is to be increased, and traffic management studies. So these are the studies focused under the completed studies. So this is the one of the feasibility study of the cargo shipping from Cochin port to its hinterland minor ports. So here the machine learning models were used and estimated the freight demand at the respective internal network as well as the minor ports in Kerala. And the second study is augmentation of ridership for the Kochi Metro Rail, and this is submitted by the NATPAC. So in this, the reasons were analyzed why the low ridership is there, and studied the travel behavior. So propose the few locations, the transit oriented development, so that the ridership can be increased. So the third study is the software development for finding the optimum location of charging EV charging infrastructure. This is by CRRI. So the main objective is to evaluate the consumer willingness to adopt the electric vehicles and develop the software to determine the optimum location of charging infrastructure. So the basic input for this software is the zone layers in terms of the traffic zone analysis, then the OD matrix, and the existing fuel stations information, so that if we give this information, then we will get the optimum location charge infrastructures. So this is the total network divided into different traffic zones and arrived the optimum locations for the Delhi state. So this one study completed for the traffic management study. Mainly in this, the traffic characteristics have been studied and given the two options considering the two intersections nearby. One option is the two rotaries. The second option is the two signalized intersections with the different alternatives. This study was sponsored by the PWD Delhi. So some of the ongoing studies are listed here. being a time constraint, I am just listing out what are the studies focused is the updation of price indices for the different public transport as well as the freight operations, parking policy, and the effectiveness of traffic calming measures, and freight model shift barriers, and the freight demand modeling. So these are the some of the focused areas these studies are studied. Regarding the academic studies submitted by the different institutes, mainly focused on vehicle maneuverability analysis around the roundabouts and the first mile and the last mile connectivity, mobility as a service, then the pedestrian risk while crossing behavior assessment, impact of on-street parking on the demand estimation, and the evaluation of transit-oriented development. These are the listed studies focused in the different areas, and BRT performance, then sustainability index. Coming to the traffic, coming to the safety and environment. So these are the studies completed. ITS cell driver safety rating system, socio-economic impact of road traffic accidents, road safety audit of north and northeast zone of Karnataka state, and in this the reported studies are the noise barrier design for the Noida elevated road. So these are the listed studies for the ongoing studies focused on vulnerable road users, vehicle maneuvering, dynamic speed display impact, dynamic air quality information, how the road user behavior will change, road safety audits, and the impact of speed calming measures. In addition to electric vehicles and web-based accident system and the environment pollution. So one or two studies I am going to explain briefly. This study is submitted by MNIT Bhopal, sponsored by NRIDA. Exploration of psychological benefits to the Indian rural woman due to the development of impact of PMGSY. So this is the objective. The methodology is followed is the quantitative method. In this, the cross-sectional study was conducted and used WHO's quality of life and mental health scale. Then 10 districts in MP, the survey was conducted. 2 village from each districts or 100 female from each village is the survey sample is taken. There are total 2000 female sample is collected, age ranging from 18 to 50. So these are the important findings. So the key findings are improved psychological well-being. In this, about 83 were reported easier access to healthcare. 98% was reported social and cultural activities due to improved roads. Then enhanced social and the economic engagement. In this, more than 80% were reported. The impact on quality of life. This is very important. Better access to essential services and the improved safety enhanced the daily life quality. So this is the impact of the implementation of PMGSY roads program. And this is one study submitted by NetPack. Due to time constraint, I am skipping this slide. But the crust of the study is how the claims, accident claims are increasing more out of court settlement due to the courts taking time more than 6 months. Some cases it is going beyond 1 year. So the study shown how this clearly decreasing in court settlements. They are going for the out of court settlements. So in this, there is a nice study reported, nice mapping of the Goa state. So these are the objectives to map the noise pollution level and give the various recommendations. So this is the methodology and the various instrument sound level meters were used, and these are the primary data collection points. So in the final, we have developed the noise hotspots and given the measures at the hotspots locations, and also as well as suggested the state level NITES guidelines. Also recently the report was submitted. The second study is Karnataka state roads. In this north and northeast Karnataka roads, state roads were considered. About 10,000 kilometers were audited by CRRI. So this is the methodology used. These are the items covered in this built up area and the intersections at the interchanges, sharp curves. These are the sharp curves, no road safety measures, bridge locations and high embankment locations, minor bridges, roadside environment. So there are many trees without any safety treatment, and water bodies. In many locations, we have high embankments with the water bodies, but no barrier provision is there, and vegetation on the shoulders. So the next study is Odisha State Road Network. There are about 6,600 kilometers. The audit in this very interesting is what is the impact of the road safety implementation measures, that about 250 kilometers were covered. So far we covered about out of 6,600, 3,000 kilometers were audited. Rest of the 3,000 kilometers will be audited in due course of time. So in addition to this, there is a skill development program for the Odisha PWD engineers, and these are some of the glimpses of the road safety audit findings. So the last study is on Dwarka Expressway. There are 4 packages. In this, the audit was conducted at the pre-opening stage. So this is a glimpse of the site visits. So mainly the road signs we can see here. The shoulder mounted 6-lane divided expressway, the shoulder mounted speed limits could not able to see the road users. So we have suggested the lane based gantry mounted road speed limit signs. Similarly, many signs are missing, like transitional signs and the no overtaking signs. So we have recommended it many locations. So similarly, the overhead exit gantry sign, all of a sudden we will see only the after the exit only. So before that, the road user should be cautioned. Additional signs were recommended. In addition to, there are non-standard signs. Though it is a gap, there is no need of the stop sign. So this is the one recommended signs at the rotary at grade intersection. So at the at grade intersection, there is a lot of median gap is there, which encourages the erratic movement of the vehicle. So we have given the channelizing using the road markings. The last slide for this Dwaraka Expressway, there is a connection between the package 3 and package 4. So is insufficient transition length diverging and merging diverging. So these recommendations were given to improve these locations. And the guardrails, we can see here, pedestrian guardrails abruptly ended. When the vehicle comes, it hits sharply. So we have asked to extend the guardrail to another 10 meters so that the curve will complete. In addition to, we do conduct a 15-day program on road safety audit as well as the road safety awareness programs to the various state governments. So we conducted about 13 programs, trained about 900 participants for the 15 days training program, and about 1,500 road safety awareness participants were participated for the UP, Uttar Pradesh Higher Education Institute faculty as well as the RTOs has a road safety awareness program. And these are the academic studies reported under this safety and environment, mainly focused on impact of roadside advertising, signalized intersection performance, trip chaining and the mode choice, vehicular emissions and delay analysis at intersections, air pollution exposure for the professional drivers and the electric vehicle charging.
You may wind up.
Yeah, this is the last slides. These are the dissertation works reported for the year 23-24. 15 studies were reported planning and management, 3 studies under the safety and environment. And these are the institutes reported. I duly acknowledge IIT Roorkee, IIT BHU Varanasi, NIT Warangal, MNIT Bhopal, BITS Pilani, NATPAC Kerala, CRRI. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ravinder. Any just one question, only one intervention. So, Dr. Mahesh Kumar.
We are happy that you have studied all this. Could you study something on Delhi Jaipur highway where the Dwarka Express joins near the Shiv Murti?
Yeah.
After the construction of Dwarka Expressway, there is a traffic jam of almost half an hour, whether you want to go from Delhi to Gurgaon or Gurgaon to Delhi. Is there any remedial action have you proposed?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Your observation that is in package 1. We are going to study that one because whatever I presented for the package 3. So definitely we will give the solution during while studying the package 1 for that location.
How
So
much time, sir? How much time? Because daily harassment is there.
Sorry?
How much time, sir?
No. This package 1 was not completed during the time. Now they have asked once that fully completed for operational. So probably within a week or 10 days, we will be taking up that study. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much. With that, we have completed all the 4 presentations. As a chair, I would like to thank Dr. Ravinder from CRI who compiled all these reports, classified, which is a totally voluntary effort, and means he has been able to make efforts in organizing this session. And thank all the presenters, those who presented different sections. We had a wonderful audience along with the interventions. It was not possible because of time constraint to give chances to everyone to intervene on the floor. But I request you can share your feedback directly to Director CRI, and the proceedings in the form of a written report I'll share with the IRC. Some of the recommendations can go to HRB, especially there are different agencies like NRIDA is sponsoring a lot of projects, MORTH is sponsoring a lot of projects. In what way the final reports can be shared, that's going to be a policy matter for the particular agency which is sponsoring that research. Today, there are a bit of issues with respect to because many research involved patents, technology transfer. So these are not going to be freely available. Certain research will have some commercial impact. They will follow certain process before it gets disseminated. But yes, large amount of academic research can be shared on public domain. They are published. They are well documented. Only expectation is that all academic institutes, all other research institutes, even the concessionaires also, they can share their research experience to IRC, and the GRRI is a great forum to present those who are and take feedback from the delegates, those who are attending the IRC sessions. So with that, thank you very much. Over to Sri G.K. Sahu for a brief closing remark.
Thank you, sir. First, I will take highway planning, design, and management. Total, there were 59 projects reported, 10 organizations participated, and there is several subsections. Out of 59, 24 projects are ongoing, 35 is completed. So let us take first highway planning, design, and management. Salient points of discussion was sustainable data collection process, use of advanced technology in road survey, AI use of remote health assessment for roads. If you go through all the details of the project, I have just written some salient points. Pavement performance is concerned. There is a point to consider performance assessment of FDR and post-recycled mixes, permeability characteristics of bituminous mixes, porous asphalt pavement, resource mapping of road construction materials. Then pavement engineering and paving materials. Salient points are performance assessment of FDR roads, new technology adoption for low volume roads, characterization, standardization of various stabilizers as per stability and also based on performance studies. Application of waste and marginal materials using stabilization technology. As flexible payment is concerned, self-healing of bituminous mixes. Actually, these are the projects in that category where the some salient points are. Thin SMA for bituminous pavement, aging characteristics of binders, and assessment of antioxidants, performance evaluation of bituminous mixes. Then rigid pavement, bonded rigid pavement, performance evaluation of PQC constructed with waste materials, geopolymer concrete, performance assessment, short panel cement concrete pavements. Then new materials, development of new materials for payment. As bridge is concerned, we have seen reported by BRO and IITs that HPC and Ultra HPC. And here high performance and same thing is there. New material is concerned. Geotechnical engineering. Yes, there were 14 projects, 6 completed, and totally totally 7 presented, 4 ongoing, and others completed. The salient points are use of industrial waste material for construction of road and embankment, evaluation of stabilizers on road construction, investigation and remedial measures for in-service RE walls, performance evaluation of industrial waste materials in the actual field condition. Then, as bridge engineering is concerned, rightly pointed out by our seniors, really there is a need of proper inspection of bridges and involvement of, say, whosoever is supplying the bearings. Actually, in the site, the mistakes are only due to that contractor is doing all the things. He is not allowing to come the bearing manufacturer to see even after installation what he has done. So that is the main culprit. Same thing is concerned with expansion joint. So there should be some mechanism, at least once or twice at the beginning period, the manufacturer's presence should be there. Otherwise, really, it is very difficult, and we are seeing many things, and that resulted into various distresses on the structures. So I request all of you kindly go through that 11 points and follow those things. Let us have a good structure, safe structure, and we can enhance the service life of the structure. Then traffic and transportation engineering, their planning and management, Dr. Ravinder has presented. The solvent points are sustainable urban transportation system, transit oriented development for smart cities, traffic management, traffic flow and transportation planning, studies of port, hinterland, revival and inland waterways, good transportation and freight policy, congestion pricing, smart city development. Then last, safety and environment. There are actually 23 projects he has shown, and 5 institutions has taken participation. And the main points are road safety audit, impact of road safety audit measures in reducing the road crashes, prioritization of road safety audit measures, black spot treatment, pedestrian safety and road user behavior, tracking air pollution at urban areas, cities, noise and vibration remedial measures, noise mapping of Indian cities. Thank you everyone for present here.
So now the session is over to the organizers.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। और अब मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी श्री एस के कोरी जी को, चीफ इंजीनियर पीडब्ल्यूडी छत्तीसगढ़, जो कि मोमेंटो से आभार व्यक्त करेंगे, अभिनंदन करेंगे हमारे सभी मेहमानों का। श्री एस के कोरी जी। सबसे पहले मेरा एस के कोरी जी से अनुरोध है कि वो चेयरमैन डॉक्टर मनोरंजन पारिदा जी को इस मोमेंटो के जरिए सम्मानित करें, उनका आभार व्यक्त कर रहे हैं श्री एस के कोरी जी। मैं को चेयरमैन श्री जे के साहू जी से भी अनुरोध करूंगी कि वे छत्तीसगढ़ की तरफ से एस के कोरी जी के माध्यम से ये छोटा सा मोमेंटो स्वीकार करें। मेरा अनुरोध है डॉक्टर अभिषेक मित्तल जी से कि वो भी इसे स्वीकार करें। छत्तीसगढ़ की तरफ से एक छोटी सी भेंट और इस कार्यक्रम को हमेशा याद रखने के लिए इस मोमेंटो को स्वीकार करें। इसके बाद मैं कोरी जी से अनुरोध करूंगी कि डॉक्टर अनिल कुमार सिन्हा जी भी हमारे साथ हैं, उनका भी मोमेंटो से आभार अभिनंदन व्यक्त कर रहे हैं कोरी जी। साथ ही साथ डॉक्टर कायथा रविंदर जी का भी आभार और अभिनंदन व्यक्त करते हुए श्री एस के कोरी, चीफ इंजीनियर पीडब्ल्यूडी छत्तीसगढ़। और इसी के साथ इस सेशन की समाप्ति की घोषणा होती है और अब से ठीक 10 मिनट के बाद हमारा नेक्स्ट सेशन शुरू होगा। तब तक के लिए मंचासीन सभी अतिथियों का बहुत शुक्रिया, बहुत धन्यवाद और हॉल में बैठे सभी लोगों का आभार।